Hi everyone, this is Dr. Tyagarajan, Professor, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering and Dean Academic of RMD Engineering College. In this video, I am going to discuss how to write simple MIPS programs. To write simple programs, you have to remember MIPS instructions. At least you should remember these 9 instructions. Just we will revise it. So add $S1, $S2, $S3. It means that the values of S2 and S3 will be added and the result will be stored in S1. Then subtract $S1, $S2, $S3 means S2 minus S3 will be calculated and the result will be stored in S1. Then load word $T0, 32 within brackets $S3. It indicates that the value 32 should be added with the value stored in S3 and this result will be an address. From this address, a 32-bit word will be taken and that word will be stored in T0. Here, this is shift left logical $T1, $T2, 4. It indicates that the contents or data stored in T2 will be shifted left by 4 bits and the result will be stored in T1. Then this instruction multiply $T1, T0, 25. It means that the data stored in T0 will be multiplied with 25 and the result will be stored in T1. Similarly, divide $T1, $T0, 4. That means the data stored in T0 will be divided by 4 and the result will be stored in T1. Jump exit, jump some value address. You can specify the address using a symbol also. So jump exit means the program will be transferred to this address value. Then branch on equal S1, S2, label. So in this case, the data stored in S1 will be compared to data stored in S2. If both are equal, then the program will be transferred to this address. This is branch on not equal. That means if S1 is not equal to S2, then the program will be transferred or the program will jump to this label. Now let us see how to write a simple program. Actually, when you are requested to write programs, the equivalent C statement will be given like this. C instruction. So F is equal to G plus H minus I plus J. In C, you can directly compile this, but here, how to write a program to do this operation. Actually, all these are variables. Each variable will have value. Those values may be stored in any register. So, for example, in this program, F is assigned to S0. F value should be stored in register S0. Then G value should be stored in S1. Similarly, H value should be stored in S2. Then I is stored in S3 and J is stored in S4. So the result F should be stored in S0 and G plus H we have to calculate. That may be stored in a temporary register, and I plus j should be calculated. That may also be stored in temporary register. Then those two may be used for subtraction, right? So you need one addition instruction, then another addition instruction, then a subtract instruction. So what we have to do? Add $T0, comma $S1, comma $S2. Actually, $S1 is what? G. That is this value. Then S2 is H. So this is G and this is H. These two will be added and the result will be stored in a temporary register. Then for I plus j, I is in S3, j is also in j is in S4. So you use add instruction, but S3 S4 should be second and third operand. So these two will be added and the result will be stored in T1. So in T0 we have G plus H, and in T1 you have I plus J. Now what we have to do? We have to do T0 minus T1. For that you need a subtract instruction, and T0 T1 should be here. That means T0 minus T1 will be calculated and the result should be stored in S0. S0 is what? F. So the result is stored in F or S0. The second program is using an array. Assume that A is an array of 100 words, and the compiler has associated the variables G and H with registers $S1 and $S2 respectively. G is S1, H is S2. Let us assume that the starting base address of the array is in S3. Translate the following C instruction to MIPS assembly language instruction. The instruction is G is equal to H plus A of 8. So this represents an array. A is the name of the array. It is nothing but the base address of the array. So A is giving the base address. It is using the register $S3. So A is $S3 and 8 is what? The base address is in S3. 8 is the index value. So we have to compute G is equal to H plus A of 8. A of 8 means A is an array, 8 is the 8th element. Anyway, the index of the array will start with 0. So 0, 1, 2 like that. So we have to compute the 8th element. For that, first you should understand the array. So the base address or the starting address of the array is stored in S3. This one. S3 is having the starting address. That means the index value is 0. And in each address, you will be storing only 1 byte. You will be storing only 1 byte. And all these MIPS instructions are 4-byte instructions. That means the data will also be using 4 bytes, not only instructions, because it is a 32-bit microprocessor. That means it will use 4 bytes for both data and instruction. So the array, the first element of the array will be stored starting from this address, and it will continue to the next 3 locations also. So totally you will have 32 bits or 4 bytes, and these 4 bytes are represented with index 0. Now I need 8th word. To find out 8th word, what should we do? We should calculate that index. We should identify the index. It is 8. So 8 into 4, 32. So the 8th word starts at the 32nd location. So this is the required address for this one. So S3 is the base address, 32 is the offset. And to read from the memory, you have to use load word. So how to use that? Load word $T0, comma 32 $S3. This $S3 is having starting address, right? This is the offset value. So A of 8 will be pointed by this one. From this address, the data will be taken and it will be stored in T0. So T0, register T0 is now having A of 8, right? Now, what about H? H is in S2. H is in S2. So this T0 should be added with S2. So you have to use add instruction $S2 comma $T0 here. Then the result, that is G, should be stored in S1. S1. It is specified in the problem. So add $S0 comma $S2 comma $T0. Using this instruction, you are adding that H value with the array value, and you are storing the result in S1. S1 is nothing but G. In this program, we have to compute like this. That is, this is an array, C is an array, and 0 is the index of the first element. So you have to take the first element or word from this array, and that word should be shifted left by 4 bits. So you need shift left logical instruction. Then to bring the word from the array, you need load word instruction. So what is given? That is A, that is the result, should be stored in T1, and the base address of the array is in S1. So you see the array first. So starting address or base address of the array is in $S1. From this address, you have to read one word, that is 4 bytes. Since this address starts with 0 offset with respect to the base address, you have to write the load in word instruction like this. That is, the starting address of the array should be in S1. That is, this C should be in S1. Since we have to read the first element, the offset value is 0. So load word $T2 comma 0 within brackets $S1. So it will bring the first word in the array and it will store it in temporary register T2. Now, this T2 should be shifted left by 4 bits. So you use shift left logical, and here dollar $T2 comma 4. That means dollar $T2, that is this word taken from the table, will be shifted left by 4 bits, and the result will be stored in T1. T1 is nothing but that A. It is given here. So by executing these two instructions, you will be able to bring the word from the memory, and you will be shifting left by 4 bits, and you will be storing it in T1. In the next program, we have to compute x plus 15 minus y into 25 divided by 4. Assume that the values x and y are obtained from the memory. Since they have not specified any register to bring the value from the memory for x and y, you can use anything. Even you can put it as x or y. For example, load word $T0, comma x. So this x requires an offset and base address. We need not specify here. So that value will be brought from the memory, and it will be stored in T0. So x is what? Just a value from the memory. Then y is also in memory. To bring value from the memory, you are using load word $T1, comma y. So now T0 is holding the value of x, T1 is holding the value of y. Now what we have to do? We have to add 15 with x. So 15 is an immediate data. You have to give the 15 in the instruction itself. So use add immediate instruction. So $T0, comma 15. $T0 is having the x value, and 15 is added with that, and the result will be stored in T0. Now T0 is having x plus 15, this value. Then from this T0, that is here, from this T0 you have to subtract y also. So where is y? Y is in T1. So subtract this one, T0, T1. So T0 minus T1 will be computed. That means in T0 you are having x plus 15. In T1 you are having y. So if you do this one, this will be computed, and the result will be stored in T0. Now T0 is having x plus 15 minus y. Now you have to multiply this T0 by 25. So use multiplication instruction, multiply $T0, comma $T0, comma 25. So T0 will be multiplied with 25, and the result will be stored in T0. So now all these things will be over. The result is in T0. Now that value should be divided by 4. Divide $T0, comma $T0, comma 4. So this complete value will be divided by 4, and the result will be stored in T0. Then another program. In this program, you have to compute like this. If I not equal to j, f is equal to g plus h. Else f is equal to g minus h. Anyway, in this program, instead of using symbols to represent registers, I am going to use only the address directly, that is the numbers. Now Let F be stored in register $16. F is here, it is stored in 16. Then G and H, G is in 17, H is in 18, that is this value. Then I and J are in 19 and 20. So Ij is here, Gh is here, F is in 16. So what we have to do, you have to compare I and J. For that, branch not equal, you have to take this instruction. Branch not equal, $19, $20. In 19, what you have? I. In 20, you have J. So it will check these two registers. If they are not equal, it will go to this label add. So label add is here. It will go here if it is not equal. If it is not equal, what should it do? It should do G plus H. So here it should do, or it should perform G plus H. So G is where? In 17, H is in 18. So you use add instruction, add 17 dollar register 17 and register 18 and store the result in 16. 16 is F. So if these two I and J are not equal, it will add GH, G and H and store it in F. Otherwise, else, what it should do? It should perform G minus H. In that case, you have to use subtract instruction and subtract 17 minus 18. 17 is G, 18 is H. G minus H, and the result will be stored in 16. 16 is F. Here we are using labels like this. So this label add means it is an address. It will go to that label. From there it will execute the instruction. After executing this instruction, it will come to the next one. There we find exit, so it will stop. But if this is not equal, it will execute subtract instruction. Then it will exit. It will not come to this one. It will not add this one. It will exit. The execution will be stopped here itself. So in this next program, we have to write MIPS assembly instructions to implement this one. That is while save of I is equal to k, then I is equal to I plus 1. This meaning of this one is I is incremented by 1. So here save of I, that means it is an array and it has a base value and offset value. Offset value is related to this index, right? So the base value is stored in S6 and I value is stored in S3 and K value is in S5. So I is in S3, K is in S5. It is a constant. You have to compare with the elements of the array. And S6 is giving the base address. So the array will be like this. So S6 is giving the base address. Base address means it is indicating the first element in the array and index value is 0. That index value is stored in S3. Already it is specified I. Index value is I, that is 0 for the first element in the array and that value is stored in S3. Since each element in the array, that means each word in the array is having 4 bytes. If you want to access the next word, the index value will be incremented by 1. That is, I will be equal to 1 now. To access this, what you have to do, from the base address, you should jump to this one. You should go to this location. So for that, with this base address, you have to add 4. You have to add 4 with the base address. If you want to go to third element, then I will be equal to 2. So you have to multiply it by 4. So 2 into 4, 8. That 8 should be added with this base address. So if you want to access ith element, you have to multiply I by 4. Actually, I is in S3. That should be multiplied by 4. Actually, multiplying by 4 is equal to shifting left by 2 bits. So if you shift S3 by 2 bits left, then it is equal to multiplying S3 by 4. So after shifting, if you add, you will get this address, the starting address of the ith word. So if you want to access any ith word, any word or ith word, you have to multiply I by 4. That means you have to shift left by 2 bits. Come to this program. S3 is having this I value. So initially that I value is 0 to access the first element. So you shift left by 2 bits. So you are multiplying by 4. But anyway, 0 into 4 is 0. That is stored in T1. T1 now has 0. Now the base address is this one. Base address may be 1000, 2000, any value. So with that value, you add this 0. Now you will be getting only the base address. So these two are added. T1 is having 0 now. S6 is having the base address. Now these two are added. So still you will be here only, and that will be stored in T1. So T1 will have the address of the first word now. Now you transfer this address, from this address you transfer the data to T0. So you have to use load word $T0, comma 0 $T1. So from this location, first location, the word will be taken and it will be stored in T0. Now T0 is having the first word. Now what we have to do? Save of 0 should be compared with K. So to compare with K, you can use branch equal or branch or not equal. Anything you can use. I am using branch not equal. In that case, T0 is having the first element and $5 is having the value K. K is in $5. So you are comparing those two. That is this first value and K. If it is K, if it is not equal means if it is not K, then exit. If it is K, what should you do? Add immediate $S3, $S3, 1. That means S3 will be added with 1. So it is incremented and the result will be stored in S3. That means now S3 is having 1. That means I is equal to 1. Because S3 stores I. So now I is equal to 1 and jump loop. You have to jump to this loop. Now I is 1. Now it is shifted left by 2 bits. So it is equal to multiplying by 4. So 1 into 4, it will be 4. Now base address is in S6, right? T1 is having 4. So with this base address, 4 is added and that is stored in T1. So now T1 has this address of this element with index value 1, right? Now you compare that, you bring that word, put it in T0, compare that with K. If it is not equal, exit. If it is equal, again count. You compare the next one, right? You compare the next one and continue with the loop. When it is not equal to K, then the loop will exit. Otherwise, it will be continuously searching in the table.